the theme, because I love me a good theme. I love me a good monthly theme. It keeps y'all in order, but most importantly, it keeps me in order because my mind be all over the place. It keeps my team in order. Everyone is in order. It's June. We know what we're talking about, right? So this month, we're talking about planning. But it's not just because I reached out of the sky and was like, okay, I need a theme. Planning is it. It's because when we think about our tax business, okay, we have to think about how much in advance we need to plan, or how much in advance we need to start marketing, how much in advance do we need to start doing certain things in order to be prepared for tax season. And not even for tax season, because we know tax season starts in January, but the prime time marketing season, which is fourth quarter. Okay, you don't want to be marketing or planning to market your tax business in fourth quarter. You want to start doing that now. So by the time October gets here, you already know what you're doing. You already know what works, what doesn't work for your tax business. You already know all of that. Next month in July, we're going to be talking marketing. Marketing is the month for planning. For marketing. What did I just say? Let me say that sentence again because I think I messed up. July is the month for marketing. There we go. June is the month for planning. Okay. And so I already know, because let me tell you, between my one-on-one clients, my Tax Boss Academy members, okay, and then of course my Mind Your Tax Biz membership. If you're not a part of any of those, click the link in my bio or send me a DM, okay, or schedule a 20-minute free consultation with me so I can see exactly where you are and exactly where you need to be, okay, because let's not waste any more time. For what? Let's not delay your success. For what? You've already done that real good by yourself, I'm pretty sure. So let's not do it anymore. Like, stop playing. See what your options are, see what you can do, and let's get you moving. And let's get you moving now, okay? So this week we had, like I said, my Mind Your Tax Biz meeting. Tax Boss Academy meets every week. Mind Your Tax Biz membership meets every second Wednesday of the month. And so this past Wednesday, we had a meeting with Mind Your Tax Biz membership. And the going consensus with everyone, and I know it is with you all, is when we start talking about a business plan, you get anxious and anxiety so quickly. It's like, oh my gosh, business plan, and you blank out. You think of a business plan, you think of some 30-page document with graphs and charts and scales and just big, huge, multiple page document. Am I right? Y'all can comment. Like, when you think of business plan, do you not want to just exit this live? Okay. Do you not just want to go run under a rock? Like, oh my gosh, I do not want to prepare a business plan. And that was me. How do I know you feel like that? Because I felt like that. When I first started my tax business over a decade ago, I heard people say things like, yeah, create a business plan, identify your financial goals. And I'm like, my plan was to get clients and to get money. Like, that was my plan. I'm not even lying to y'all. That was my whole entire plan. So, but I found out that that wasn't a solid plan because it wasn't thought out. It's like, okay, that's everyone's plan. Everyone's plan is to get money. And how you get money in your business is to get clients. Like, duh. But how are you getting those clients? What type of clients are you even trying to get? How much money are you trying to get? Like, what does that look like? What does that effort look like? You have to think about those things. So if my whole thing is, because I take very complex situations and circumstances, such as starting a tax business or growing a tax business, and really making them into digestible bite-sized pieces for you all to consume, to actually do. Because if you feel overwhelmed before you even get started, you're not going to get started. You're not going to do what you need to do. And I don't want you to keep delaying, and then eventually quit. So I have a great way of helping you gain clarity and ease your way into certain things that I want you to do because I know it's best for you. Because I've been a tax business owner with a business plan and one without a business plan. And let me tell you, the one with the business plan really was the game changer in my tax business, okay? And in every business I've had since then. So I like to say that there is an option, an alternative to the business plan that you're thinking about in your head, okay? You're thinking about, like I said, this 30-page document with graphs and whoop whoop and all of that, but I have a simpler process for you to start, okay? You can always go back to your business plan, revise it, revisit it, make it more detailed, but I would rather for you to do an outline, okay, to have an outline of your tax business plan versus have nothing, okay? And so that's what we're going to talk about today, how to have and how to create your tax business plan outline, okay? Just a simple outline. It can even be a one-pager, okay? So if you do not have, like, go ahead, get your pen, your pad, all of that, or whatnot, or just save this live because it's going to remain on my timeline. So that can be an option too. But we're going to go over this outline and what is all included. So I'm going to keep it to 3 things. Of course, there are more things that go into a business plan than 3 things. But for the outlines case and for simplicity purposes and for me to just want you to get an idea of where you're going, okay, what the trajectory is of your tax business, we're going to stick with 3 things, okay? We're going to stick with 3 things. Number first, it got to be Friday. Number first. I can't even talk. Number first. That's funny. Number 1, or first of all, whatever. Goodness gracious. Number 1, I want you to, we can start with this. Identifying your goals. Okay? Identifying your goals. What do you want to accomplish in your tax business? That's the given one. That's the easy one. So we're going to breeze through number 1 because that's the given one. Of course, I've been talking about identifying your goals for forever, but at least think about what your ultimate goal is. What are you working towards? Okay. I'm going to ask the same question in a few different ways on this one bullet point, because one of the ways may resonate with you. Over the years of doing this a lot, I've learned that sometimes you have to ask the same question, but in different ways, because different ways resonates with people best. So I'm talking about the same thing, but I'm going to ask it in a few different ways. Okay, we're on identifying your goals, but we're specifically talking about what is your ultimate goal with your tax business, okay? What is your ultimate goal with your tax business? In order to kind of figure out what your ultimate goal is, I would say the first thing that you should do is identify the type of tax business that you even want. Okay, what do I mean by the type of tax business? I mean, do you want a virtual tax business? Woo, excuse me. Do you want a virtual tax business? Do you want a brick and mortar, which is a physical location? Do you want a franchise? Do you want multiple locations? Or do you want just one super successful location? Do you want a mobile tax service? Like, what type of tax business do you want? Because the type is really going to help guide your ultimate goal. Of course, and everything else that's on your business plan, whether it's the outline or whether it's the more robust business plan, you have to understand what type of tax business that you want. And this is something that a lot of tax professionals don't do. Like, they just say, I want a tax business. Okay, well, what kind? Are you going to get a brick and mortar? Are you going to get a virtual? Because you see these people marketing their tax businesses online, and some of you all copy paste. But this person might have a virtual tax business, and you might have a brick and mortar. Yes, there are some similarities, but there are differences. So you're trying to fit their marketing model into yours, and it doesn't work because you have a totally different business. Okay, you have a totally different type of business. Of course, if you have a physical location versus a virtual location, things are going to be slightly different. So you need to account for the type of tax business that you want, okay? So first identify that. Then when you're thinking about your ultimate goal, think about, okay, if your tax business was clicking on all cylinders, if it was at its pinnacle, okay, meaning you have the team you want, you're making the money you want, your tax business is exactly how you see it in your head, at its pinnacle, super successful, profitable, sustainable, what does that look like? Does that look like multiple locations? Does that look like one location? Like, what is your ultimate goal? What are you working towards? Because if you do not know what you're working towards, then you will get stuck on a hamster wheel. And that hamster wheel looks something like this. Every tax year, you're knee deep in tax returns, you're getting more clients to make more money, and that's all you're doing tax season to tax season. It's all about clients to make money, clients to make money, clients to make money. But you're not really progressing. You're not really moving the needle in your tax business. And a lot of you all might be looking at me like, what's wrong with getting clients and making money? Well, nothing is wrong with getting clients and making money. Of course, that is the goal. But once you start getting clients and once you start making money, especially as a one-person show, you will discover that, I'm making this money and I have these clients, but I don't have no time. I don't have no time to spend with my children, my spouse, my family, my friends. I can't go nowhere because I'm knee deep in tax returns. Like, is this the life of an entrepreneur? Is this the life of a business owner? That's not what I see on social media. Like, I thought I was supposed to have more time than this. Like, where's my time? And yeah, that's the next level. Once you start to make the money and all of that, then you start worrying about your time. Now it's important to say, okay, what am I working towards? Because you're going to realize that, okay, you might be self-employed, but you're not a business owner. There's a difference between being self-employed and being a business owner. My superpower is developing individuals into a business owner. Real quick, the separation of the two, because a lot of people on the World Wide Web will use those two words interchangeably, business owner and self-employment. And I hate it when they do that, but they actually mean two different things. In a nutshell, you are self-employed when you have to still show up and actually do the work to make money. So you have to actually show up and prepare a tax return to make money. If you don't prepare a tax return, then you don't get paid. Versus a business owner, you don't have to prepare tax returns. You don't have to show up because your business is functioning and running by itself. Okay, that means you have your team in place, you have systems and automation in place to where you don't physically have to show up to continue to produce revenue. Okay, my phone about to die. Your business will produce revenue all by itself, whether you're on vacation, whether you're sick, whether you're whatever. Okay, that is the goal. That was at least my goal. Okay, and if that's your goal, to be a business owner to where your business is functioning by itself, okay, to where you don't have to show up, to where if you get sick, your business is still generating money. It's the scariest thing when you get sick during tax season. And like, I'm talking about legitly sick, that like a sickness, whether it's the flu or whatnot, or God forbid, something more serious that takes you out to where you literally cannot work. You have to rest. And when you're not working, you're not making money. Okay. When you're not working, you're not making any money. It is the most defeating feeling ever to know that, oh my gosh, I'm not making money. Oh my gosh, my clients might go somewhere else because I'm sick and they want their taxes done now. Until you go through something like that, you'll realize how important it is to have a team or have systems or have something outside of you that's helping to run your business. Okay? Hear me when I say that. So what does that look like? What is your ultimate goal? What are you working towards? Identify that. The second thing, when we're talking about creating your tax business plan online, is discuss how your services will add value to your client outside of tax preparation. outside of tax preparation. We know that you're preparing taxes, right? But in addition to helping people organize their taxes and being in compliance with the IRS and with the State Department of Revenue, what other value does your tax business offer to your client? Some clients will come up and ask you straight up, why should I come to your business versus going to an H&R Block or versus going to ABC tax firm across the street? What are you going to say? What will your answer be? Essentially, you have to decide, why you, not someone else? Why should someone give you money for tax preparation services versus give my company money for tax prep services? Why? Why should that happen? Only you as the CEO of your tax business will be able to identify what your value add is, aka your USPs, your unique selling propositions. Okay, what is unique to you? What is the value that you have? The morals, the principalities of you personally, and then that overflow into your business of why people will patronize your tax business. Okay. Now, don't get value add confused with a standard. That's something that drives me bonkers. People will have as their value add either on as a marketing tip, or not a marketing tip, but as a marketing strategy on their business cards, on their websites. They will have something like, taxes done, timely filed taxes. That's not a value add. That's not something unique to you. That's a standard. A standard should be that you're filing people's taxes in a timely manner. That is a standard. They might also say something like great customer service. Well, that's not something that's unique to you. That should be a standard. You get what I'm saying? What is something, and then all of those are real generic. Everyone has those type things, but what is something that is unique to you? Only you know. Only you can come up with that, okay? So that's the second thing. The third thing is you want to explain your profit plan, okay? Explain your profit plan. Now, in order to explain your profit plan, you have to understand what your prices are. So you have to identify what your prices are. There are a few methods to price your tax returns. In Tax Boss Academy, we talk about all the methods. You have by the form, by the hour, a tiered system. There are so many different methods of how to price your tax services, right? I personally love by the form because it's, you can't argue it. So basically by the form is this. You have a base fee. That base fee is the minimum amount that someone would pay you for tax prep services. So say someone comes to your tax business and they have one W-2, no kids, just one W-2. That is it. They're single. That's it. One W-2. What is the least amount of money they are paying your company? I suggest, and this is still on the low end, that is nothing less than $250, right? So that should be your base. Once you have your base, then depending upon how robust the tax return is, depends upon the amount of money that someone will be paying your tax business. So you would have already identified the different prices for each schedule. So Schedule A, itemized deductions. Schedule B, Schedule C for self-employment individuals. Schedule E, which is rental property. Schedule E2, which is, where their K1 information will come in through. So forth and so on. Okay. And then you can charge for the state return also if you want to. But pretty much the more robust their tax return is, the more hefty the price tag. And you add all of those together and you get their final tax fee. Okay, you get their final tax preparation fee. Okay, that's my favorite way of charging for tax prep services, by the form. But in order to explain your profit plan, like I was saying, you have to identify what your prices are. You want to make sure that your prices are competitive, but you also want to make sure that your prices are positioned in a way to where you are profitable. I know a lot of people who they actually have the clientele, but their prices are so low that they're still not meeting their their financial goals. They're busy with all these clients during the tax season, but they're still scraping to get by, scraping to pay their bills, and they might even still be paying business expenses with personal income. The goal is for business expenses to be paid with business income. That is the goal. And so your prices have to be as such as to cover your business expenses. How do you know what your business expenses are? That's something you also have to identify. So not only are we identifying in order to explain our profit plan and our tax business plan outline, we have to identify the prices, okay, what our prices are, but also what our expenses are. So of course, if you have a brick and mortar, aka a physical location, then your prices will be your expenses, your business expenses will be higher than if you had a virtual business. Why? Because of course, if you have a physical location, you have to pay rent, utilities, things of that nature, okay? With virtual, you don't have that aside from your home, if you have a home office, okay? But you need to understand, what are you paying for software? What are you paying for even miscellaneous items like supplies, printing paper, ink for the printer, laptops, internet, all of those things, CRMs, okay? Anything that you are paying out of pocket that helps run your tax business are considered business expenses. In order for you to be profitable within your tax business, your profits have to be high. Your income has to be higher than your expenses. That's what gives you a profit. So if you don't know what your expenses are, then you don't know really how much you should be charging for tax prep so you can be profitable. Okay, so you can be profitable. But you want to identify in your tax business plan outline what your profit plan is. You must know your income. You must know how much you're going to price for things. And then you can start determining, okay, this is how much I need to charge because this is what's going to make me profitable. Also within the profit plan could be, because clients come into that, okay, this is how much I'm charging. How many clients do I need to break even? Okay, how many clients do I need to gain a profit? Then you start to identify, okay, this is how many clients I need to break even, which means your expenses and your income are break even, so you're at zero. And then this is how many clients I need to hit a profit. But then this is the many clients I need to hit the profit that I want to hit. Okay? So how much money do you really want to make during the next upcoming tax season? Identify that, because that's going to identify the level of effort that you have to put into your business, that you have to put into marketing to even get that number of clientele so you can break even, get a profit, and then actually reach your financial goals. What does that look like? Just saying I want clients and I want to make money is not a sustainable plan. Again, how do I know? Because that was my plan for a very long time. And it doesn't work, because what ends up happening is, if you don't know the trajectory of your business and where you're going and what you're working towards, then anything that you see on the internet will be appealing to you and you'll go off course. Okay, you will go off course and into, let me try this marketing. Let me try this marketing. Let me try this marketing, just because you see someone else do it and it seemingly works for them. But they might have a totally different goal than you. You can't adopt someone else's goal, even if you do exactly what they do. I can tell y'all exactly what I do, and I pretty much do, because that's my curriculum. Like, this is what I did to get to my tax business. But my goal is my goal. My purpose is my purpose. So even if you did exactly what I did without you understanding where you're going first, you're not going to get the results that I'm getting, because I have a specific goal and I have strategically done things in order to get to that specific goal. Okay? That's what you have to understand. You can't just adopt someone else's marketing strategy and put it to yours and think it's going to work seamlessly without, hey, Ashley J, without you understanding where you're going. Okay? You can take the methods, you can take, little tidbits and pieces, but you have to make it fit into your strategy and the trajectory of where you're going. And if you don't know what those things are, then it's not going to work for you. Okay, so those are the 3 things that I really want y'all to focus on when we're talking about a tax business outline. I hope y'all wrote it down. If not, this live will stay on my page, so you could always just save it, send it to yourself, come back to it with your pen and pad when you have time, and go ahead and start at least making your tax business plan outline. Okay, I hope this takes some of the anxiety off of your shoulders, because that is what it's meant to do. Just really focus on these 3 things and understanding, okay, let me create an overall outline first. The main thing, though, is identifying what your ultimate goal is and what you're working towards. Where are you going? Why are you exerting so much energy? Where are you going? Because if money was truly a factor, if money was the biggest motivator that everyone thinks it is, then everyone would be multimillionaires, if not billionaires. So money is not the biggest motivation, because if it was, you would be grinding every single day of your life. But you get a little bit of money and you like, and you take your foot off the gas. So you have to understand where you're going. It's something bigger than money. What are you trying to do? What impact are you trying to make? What legacy are you trying to leave? What type of what do they call it? What type of role model are you trying to be for your kid or kids? Okay, your nieces, your nephews, the younger generation. What are you ultimately trying to do? Once you have that clarity, then nothing to stop you. Clarity for a business owner is like, what's the opposite of kryptonite? Because I know kryptonite to Superman is bad. But basically, it's your secret weapon, okay? It is your secret weapon. And in Mind Your Tax Biz membership, that's exactly what I help people do every single day. Make sure that they have the clarity and the confidence so they can go ahead and execute the things that I'm telling them to do each and every month. Okay? Because without that clarity, without that confidence, you can have the blueprint all you want. You can have each and every single step. But if you don't have the confidence to execute it, you won't. If you don't have the clarity to understand where you're going, then the steps won't make sense and you still won't complete them. Okay? It's more important than you think, guys. Trust me. I've been through it and I've gotten through it. I figured out a way to improve my business and get to where I'm trying to go. I taught it to other people. They've implemented. They've got results, transformed their lives. So it works what I teach. Okay? So you might be skeptical. You might be like, this isn't fun. I want to just find my software or whatnot. Great. I highly encourage you to listen to what I'm saying. Give it a try, because we're building businesses over here. Not hobbies, not tax hobbies, not teaching you how to become a tax preparer for someone else. But if you're really interested in building your own profitable and sustainable tax business, then I am the tax business coach for you. Check me out, vet me, please do. Look at my receipts, ask people about me. And you should be doing this for anyone you are deciding to potentially follow, listen to advice from, invest in. You should be doing that anyway. So I'm not telling you to do anything with me that I don't encourage you to do with someone else. Because I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and everyone, isn't my client. And I am okay with that. So click the link in my bio, see what I got going on, and start working on your tax business plan outline, guys. Okay, so I will see y'all next time. Have a great, safe weekend. Peace.